Myth or reality? There are some ancient tablets and texts that hold many secrets, but sometimes we don't even know if they're real. From the myth of the Cthulhu to the legendary Codex Mendoza and even a Rosetta Stone found in America, let's jump right in. The Culu Tablet. In 1923, explorer Stapleton McTavish became lost and disoriented in the empty corridor of Saudi Arabia. He nearly died from the heat, delirious as he wandered hot and dehydrated across the sand. By a stroke of luck, Stapleton stumbled into the ruins of an undiscovered city hidden within the sand of Arabia. He took shelter from the sandstorm that chased him in an underground chamber. The chamber was filled to the brim with artifacts. He only managed to bring a single tablet back to civilization with him after the storm passed. Stapleton tried to tell the outside world about what he'd found. However, all other attempts to relocate the city were failures. The mysterious city became known as the Nameless City. The tablet which Stapleton brought home was used to create the Necronomicon. The Necronomicon, as you may know, is the horrible book of the elder gods that can wake Cthulhu from his rest deep in the earth. This is a piece of fiction that never happened. Cthulhu does not exist, and there is no real artifact known to science with an image of Cthulhu on it. The great elder god is a creation of H.P. Lovecraft, the wildly xenophobic author of the early 20th century who created the sci-fi horror genre. However, Saudi Arabia's empty corridor is indeed a real place. It's also home to a lost city that's been swallowed by the sand. For centuries, tales have been told about the city deep in the empty corridor, shrouded by an eternal sandstorm. Explorers have glimpsed the city shining like a jewel on the distant horizon, but it has never quite been reached. Every time an adventurer gets close, the city disappears like a mirage. It goes by several names, including Ubar and Iram of the Pillars. According to the Islamic holy book, the Quran, Ubar was ruled by a barbaric tribe called the Ad. They abandoned the teachings of the holy prophet Hud. Much like the people of Sodom and Gomorrah, the people of Ubar took to lives of sin and debauchery. They didn't want to follow the laws of God, so they became blasphemers and heretics. As punishment, God sent a sandstorm to devour the city. The Ad were lost, swallowed by the desert like Atlantis was swallowed by the ocean. That is what the Quran says, but it could be based on something that really happened. British explorer Sir Richard Burton came across a crumbling ruin in the 19th century while exploring the empty corridor. The tales he brought back to Europe inspired other explorers to go looking for the ruins as well, like the famous Lawrence of Arabia. But after over 100 years of searching and dozens of disappointed explorers, Ubar remains lost. And now for a quick break. I want to give a big shout out to M. Vaccaro and Tracy Vale. Thanks so much for watching and supporting Origins Explained. If you are new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and join the family. The unknown language. Archaeologists in Turkey have found an ancient tablet inscribed in a language that nobody has ever encountered before. The tablet is 3,000 years old. Crazy because 25,000 other tablets have been found at the same site where this one was discovered. But this new tablet is the only one with the unknown language on it. The shocking discovery was made at the archaeological site of Hattusa. 3,000 years ago, the city was dominated by the Hittite Empire. They spread across Turkey as a culture with 1,000 gods. Instead of destroying the gods in the regions they conquered, they added them to their religion. They were exceptional in that they allowed all the gods of the world to be worshipped in their cities. When the Hittites conquered a kingdom with strange gods, they would take the deities back to their capital and make temples to worship them. Because of the Hittites' worldliness, it's no surprise a mysterious language was discovered within the ruins of their ancient city. They incorporated many religions, customs, and languages into their vast empire. Still, this tablet is unusual. On the upper portion of the tablet are some words in the standard Hittite language. Then underneath is the unknown language. Although the language hasn't been deciphered yet, archaeologists have a very good idea of what it says. According to Professor Andrea Schachner, the head of archaeological excavations, the key is in understanding the upper Hittite text. The text at the top of the tablet translates to say, "From now on, read in the language of the land of Kalash." Directly under that is the unknown script. It's likely the unknown script says the exact same thing. This could have been a warning to foreigners that they needed to start reading in the standard language spoken in Hattusa at the time. The Emerald Tablet of Thoth. The Emerald Tablet of Thoth is said to be inscribed with the secrets of the universe. According to the fables, this tablet was made from solid green emerald and was created by Thoth himself, the Egyptian god of the moon. Thoth was much more than a lunar deity. He was the Egyptian god of writing, learning, and wisdom. For thousands of years, he was the patron of artists, astronomers, and writers in the Egyptian Empire. He was so brilliant that he wrote down all he knew of alchemy and cosmic secrets on a humongous emerald tablet. But is it real? Nobody knows the answer to that question. The origin of the tablet is bogged down by legends. Some say the tablet was found in a tomb in Egypt, then stolen, never to be seen again. Another legend says it was Seth, the third son of Adam and Eve, who created the Emerald Tablet. It was stashed inside the Ark of the Covenant, along with the Ten Commandments. An even more outrageous theory is that the tablet came from the city of Atlantis. With so many conflicting legends, it's impossible to understand the truth of the Emerald Tablet. It's just as mysterious as the Holy Grail. A more grounded theory is that the tablet was never a tablet at all, but rather a book written by an ancient Arabian philosopher. The Emerald Tablet isn't alone in the legends. It's said to be part of a group of lost philosophical texts. Together, they are known as the Hermetica. Scholars have been searching for evidence of these lost texts or tablets for centuries. The Hermetica are believed to hold all the wisdom of the universe between them. The Emerald Tablet is only one piece of a much larger, unimaginable puzzle. The Codex Mendoza. So much of the Aztec civilization's history was destroyed by the Spanish, but there is one ancient text that remains, a codex of the lost lords of Tenochtitlan. It's called the Codex Mendoza. In the year 1541, Antonio de Mendoza was the viceroy of New Spain. He ordered that all the information about the Aztec Empire be recorded in a single tome. It wasn't a book detailing in words the traditions and beliefs of the Aztec people. It was mostly filled with images painted by indigenous Aztec survivors. The images were annotated by Spanish priests. The codex was never meant to be a true record of Aztec customs. Viceroy Mendoza commissioned it for Emperor Charles V of Spain as a gift. But the codex never reached the emperor. It was acquired by French pirates on its way across the sea. Then it disappeared for a while before showing up in the court of King Henry II. It really is a miracle that the codex survived all these years. Contained within its pages is a wealth of information about the Aztecs that simply wouldn't be available otherwise. It talks about the formation of the Aztec capital, Tenochtitlan. It explains that the Aztec founded their great city in 1325. It also discusses in great detail the ancestral home of the Aztec, a place called Aztlan. Aztlan's true location is a mystery. The codex reveals that the Aztec truly believed they came from a mystical land to the north somewhere. Historians have never been able to figure out where Aztlan really was. The Jamestown Slate. The Jamestown Tablet, or Slate, has been called the American Rosetta Stone. The amazing artifact is 400 years old, discovered a decade ago in Jamestown, Virginia. With the newest advancements in enhanced imagery technology, archaeologists are unraveling the meaning of the strange texts and images etched on the Slate tablet. For those unfamiliar with early American history, Jamestown was the very first permanent English settlement in what would become the United States of America. Within the ruins of the old colony, excavators dug up the tablet. It isn't very big, only 5 inches by 8 inches, but it is hugely significant. Its surface is etched with what experts feel could be an Algonquian alphabet. There are faint inscriptions of birds, men, and flowers. Somebody was drawing, rather poorly I might add, things they saw when they arrived in Jamestown. There are also strange, indecipherable characters that might have been a type of Algonquian script, though it isn't fully clear. Some experts suggested the English settlers were trying to create an Algonquian alphabet to better understand the Native Americans. Unfortunately, the slate tablet was used to write down a lot of stuff. Things were etched onto the tablet using a slate pencil, then wiped off. Imagine writing the same thing over and over again on a piece of paper, but continuously erasing it. There are hundreds of erased text on the tablet, making it difficult to decipher. Research director William Kelso believes the tablet shows how interesting interested English settlers were in the flora and fauna of the New World. Unfortunately, there isn't much more that archaeologists can say. The tablet was found at the bottom of a well from about 1610. Someone threw it away like a piece of trash. But you know what they say, ancient trash? Archaeology's treasure. The Maya Stone. In the depths of the dark and rainy Guatemalan jungle, a strange stone tablet has been found by American archaeologists. The tablet is a stone document detailing the reign of an ancient Maya ruler. The artifact is between 1600 and 2000 years old. It was uncovered inside the abandoned Maya town of El Aixiotal, not a place most people are familiar with. The history of the town is vague at best, since it has been lost in the jungle for so long. The tablet was found in a very cool place. The Maya constructed what archaeologists believe was supposed to be a shrine specifically for the tablet. They made an underground temple just to house the enormous stone. Researchers entered the cramped space, and there at the back of the chamber, like an altar to a forgotten god, the stone stood untouched. It's in almost perfect condition. The entire stone has yet to be deciphered, but it's only a matter of time. Archaeologists believe the text will shed light on the earliest days of the Maya civilization. As for right now, it's thought the writing is a list of a king's accomplishments, but they don't know which king yet. Professor Marcelo Canuto believes it was one of the earlier kings, a man who ruled during one of the most poorly understood periods of Maya history, the beginning. The Fakos Disc. On the other side of the world, far from the mysteries of the Maya civilization, lies the island of Crete. This large Greek island was home to the Minoan civilization 3,000 years ago. In 1908, a mysterious clay disc was found within the ruins of a palace on the island. It's been over 100 years, and the Fakos Disc continues to baffle the archaeological community. The disc is about the size of a dinner plate. Etched onto its surface are 242 bizarre symbols in a spiral pattern. They start at the edge and slowly spiral into the center. What kind of looks like a flower is at the very core of the disc. The symbols have never been deciphered, so nobody knows what they were supposed to represent. It's one of the most highly contested artifacts in archaeology. Why? Because scholars are so torn on its origins. Many believe the symbols on the Fakos disc form the lost language of the Minoans. Others don't think the symbols represent a language. Instead, the disc is nothing but a piece of artwork that has been unnecessarily confusing experts. One of the more interesting theories is that the disc was made as a hymn to the Earth goddess, or maybe it was a letter of greeting, maybe someone's note on a fertility ritual. The Fakos disc could even be a list of musical notes. The biggest issue is that no other discs like it have been found, making it impossible to compare the symbols to anything. The symbols include images of dolphins, lilies, cattle, and abstract shapes. There have been other artifacts discovered on the island with similar symbols, but never identical. For example, a bronze axe was discovered in central Crete with symbols on it, but they differed too much from the disc. Sealing ancient Roman documents. The Roman Empire was full to the brim with bureaucrats. They may have lived 2,000 years ago, but they were just as bureaucratic as governments of the world today. And what do bureaucrats have in droves? Paperwork. Archaeologists in Turkey have uncovered 2,000 clay seal stamps. These stamps were used by Roman bureaucrats to seal documents. This is without a doubt one of the best stamp collections in the world. It was excavated inside the ancient Roman city of Dolice. The stamps are not particularly large, none of them more than an inch big, but it's the history behind them that's so exciting. Each seal was made unique to the person who wielded it. After a piece of papyrus or parchment was finished being written on, the document was sealed in clay using one of these stamps. The seals also show just how obsessed the Romans were with their gods. Almost all of them are decorated in tiny images of gods and goddesses. Several have portraits of unknown people, and others have mysterious inscriptions. But mainly the Romans decorated their seals with the faces of their beloved gods. Even the city of Dolice itself was considered a religious center, primarily connected to Jupiter, god of sky and thunder. What kinds of mysterious texts and documents do you think these stamps were used to seal? Surely they were used to seal thousands upon thousands of documents, all of which have been lost to the sands of time. The seals were even found within the ruins of a city archive building. The archived documents long since turned to dust. Thanks for watching! Which of these amazing ancient texts did you find the most fascinating? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already and come back soon for more awesome videos. See you later. Bye!